Hey, Tori, I think confident, that's the one word I would use to describe this team, and why wouldn't they be? They haven't lost a single game this season. We just left practice, or what was supposed to be practice, here at SoFi Stadium. We get 15 minutes to watch the team. We're supposed to get that team practicing. Well, we got that team doing yoga. Yes, 15 minutes of yoga. It's something that the team will tell you they do every single Thursday. Though today is not Thursday, it's their Thursday since they play on Monday. But here's the deal, guys. There is one player who likes doing yoga, receiver Ladd McConkey. That's because he's been having knee issues. He's been dealing with them for a little bit now. In the SEC championship game, he came out of it and never ever returned. But in the Peach Bowl, he tried to play. He was limping around, still went out there, tried to compete with his team. I caught up with him today in hopes to get an update. All right, Ladd, I want hopefully an honest conversation here, and I don't want to ask about your injury, but I do want to ask how hard it was to play in the Peach Bowl. That two-point conversion, I saw you limping off the field. You're playing through something.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I mean, anytime you have a chance to play in a game like that, you obviously want to get out there and be able to help your teammates. So, I mean, yeah, it makes it a little bit easier when the game's of that magnitude, and we have one left, so go out there, leave all I have out there, and just do what I can do.
Is it one of those things that your adrenaline is so high? I don't know what it's like to play in a game like that. I only know what it's like to watch and ask questions. Oh, yeah. So does the pain kind of go away a little bit?
I feel like at times, yeah, when your adrenaline's going, you're in the moment, you're trying to, not even thinking about it. So I feel like that's the moments when it probably feels the best, when you're out there just playing.
Beyond the pain, how tough is it for you to know that you can't do exactly what you want to do in these big games?
Yeah, I feel confident. I'm ready to get out there, and I know that I have so many guys around me that can also make plays. So that gives me confidence in itself.
I'm glad you mentioned those other guys, A.D. Mitchell, Arian Smith. Arian Smith in particular, huge game against Ohio State, 125-plus yards. That touchdown was huge. He's very fast. What can you say about him?
Yeah, I mean, that's a guy that has speed that scares people, really. And, I mean, it just goes to show the hard work he's put in all year, and he got his opportunity, and he made the most of it, and I'm so proud of him.
Speed that scares people. Yeah, the Horned Frogs, they should be scared when they're facing Arian Smith. 3 catches for 129 yards and a touchdown in the Peach Bowl, the biggest stage in college football at that point that Smith had played on. And when I give you this number, you might be a little more surprised. For the season, he has 6 catches for 195 yards. So 129 of those yards came in one single game, and that was against Ohio State for the Dawgs to get that win to play in Monday's game. We will see what happens with Ladd McConkey on Monday, but listen, for most of the season, he has been the leading receiver for the Dawgs, so he is a very important part of the Dawgs puzzle. Reporting live from SoFi Stadium, Emily Gagnon, Atlanta News First. Yeah, Tori, experience makes all the difference for these Dawgs. They were in this position last year. They went on to win it. They know what to expect this time around. It's all very familiar to them. And what's most impressive about this UGA team is the fact that there's no drop-off from last year's team. Yes, 15 players were drafted from that squad, mostly on defense. They lost so many players on defense, but you really can't tell. Trayvon Walker, drafted #1 overall. And you know Jalen Carter, who's a current Dawg, defensive lineman, well, he's going to go in the top 5. He's definitely projected to go very high up in this year's NFL draft. We caught up with him today, and I asked him the very most important question. What happened during the SEC championship game when he sacked quarterback Jaden Daniels? I talked to Jamari Sawyer yesterday. He plays for the Chargers now. It was an easy drive for us to go to their practice facility. And I said, what were you thinking when my man Jalen picked up the quarterback, LSU's quarterback, with one arm, put the other arm up with the #1? What were you thinking? He said, put him down, put him down. I know Coach Kirby Smart was on the sideline saying, put him down, put him down. What do you think your coaches were saying when you were doing that?
I don't know. I think they was in shock because I shot myself, and I picked them up. And then it was just in the moment. And then I looked to the sideline, and everybody was just like looking at me. And I was like, yeah, I done shocked everybody. But he didn't really say nothing about, he didn't really much say nothing about it. But all he said was, I'm happy that you didn't slam him. And I was like, yeah, that wasn't the plan.
You respect your opponent a little bit.
Yeah. I wasn't out there to try to hurt nobody.
So you said you were surprised that you did that. Had you ever done something like that before? Is this something that you have done in your career, or was this the very first, and you might try to do it again?
I did it in Little League, back in. I was big, strong, and picking all the little guys. But, it was a shocker that I did it in college, and I'm happy that I did it. And then I probably do plan on doing it again.
You seem like a pretty honest guy. We don't get to talk to you that much. I would say that the front seven on Georgia's defense is the strength of the team. You guys are going to have to stop the run against TCU, affect the quarterback. You already know these things. And defending the pass is a little bit more of a struggle for Georgia's defense. Would you agree with that? And how much have y'all talked about that?
I don't know. All I know is that if we can get a little pressure on the D-line, then we wouldn't have to worry about struggling with the pass. So if they out there saying it's struggling with the pass, that means the D-line is struggling getting pressure. So I feel if we get more pressure, then we'll be less struggle with the pass.
I love the accountability JC took there. He did not want to talk about his secondary in any kind of negative tone. I love it. Listen, when it comes to this defense, this Georgia defense, I do think the key to winning against TCU will be stopping the run and affecting the quarterback, because that front seven is so strong. That secondary sometimes gives up very big plays. If you think about it, in their last two games against LSU and Ohio State, well, LSU, they passed for over 500 yards on Georgia's defense. And C.J. Stroud alone, Ohio State's quarterback, he threw for almost 350 yards. So that's something that you're going to want to watch on Monday. We're going to see if that defensive line can get to Max Duggan. We will definitely see that very soon. Reporting live from Los Angeles, Emily Gagnon, Atlanta News First. Yeah, it was media day. That means every player on the roster was made available to us. And listen, on Monday night during that national championship game, it'll more than likely be Keely Ringo's, Broderick Jones, and Jalen Carter's final game in a Dawgs uniform. I say that because all three are projected to go in the first round of this year's NFL draft. Jones, he's projected to be the first offensive tackle taken. I caught up with him earlier today, and I asked him what it takes to be on college football's biggest stage for a second year in a row. How hard is it to stay this disciplined, to have no drop off from one season to the next? Making it to a national championship is hard, you know that. Making it to two must be even harder.
Just being able, like I said, it's really just about the preparation of everything, just being able to take everything seriously, not slacking off, Like, we had a lot of guys leave and go to the NFL, but I still don't see a drop-off from the team just because we have so much depth and everybody's always ready to play just because of the way we practice. We practice physical, we practice hard, just like the game. So when game time comes, everybody's always prepared. So I think that's really what it is for us.
I'm sure a lot of people ask you this, and I love asking players this because I love to hear it. What's it like playing for Kirby Smart? Honestly, it's not an easy thing.
Yeah, it's not easy, but, you also get to enjoy it just because of, everything that comes from him, it comes from the heart. So just being able to play for him and, it's like real genuine love, it's an amazing feeling.
All right, so it comes from the heart, says Broderick Jones, but Keely Ringo will be very quick to remind you when Kirby's talking to you, you got to listen to the message, not the tone, because that man is a serious man. This is a business trip for the team. Before I leave you, just to give you an example of that, when the Dawgs landed yesterday, they got off of the plane straight onto team buses. When TCU landed, music was playing. The guys were having a good old time. The Horned Frogs, very different atmosphere than Georgia. Reporting live from Los Angeles, Emily Gagnon, Atlanta News First.